Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher, and today we're going to take a look at the tangle Webb2 from Lynne Wohleber. You know, I didn't look and see if there was a Webb1. I don't remember seeing it. I'm going to have to go back and double check. All right, this is a neat well, it could be a grid-based tangle, like a fill-in. It could just be kind of a feature tangle. Up to you. Or it could be a fragment. This one, okay, if I remember it right, I think Rick called them a category 1. If no matter which way you turn it, you get the same result. If you aren't familiar with fragments and reticula, reticula is just a different word for grid, but it's really for unconventional grids, like grids of circles and things like that. And then you put a pattern in, turn it this way or that way, you know, in each subsequent box or, you know, whatever the reticula is. And you see the meta shapes or meta patterns that that appear. And it's a neat concept. But there are some, like this one, that, yeah, it doesn't matter which way you go, you're still going to get the same result. I guess unless you try to figure out how to go on a diagonal, then that's completely different. Okay, this one starts off with dividing whatever box you're doing into 4s. And then we're going to, let's see. How do I want to say this? We're going to make big V's, but it's a, you know, I'm going to do a straight line here. And I'm going about, what is that? 1/3 of the way-ish. Of course, completely up to you. And so I'm starting up here at the top, you know, on the outer edge of the box and coming in just because that just seems to work. It sort of seems to work for me. And I'm just going to keep turning it. You could do north-south. This is one of those, it really doesn't matter. And I'm going to guess, too, you could just make a really big X. I did not feel very confident in doing that. So I'm like, nope. We're going to just, you know, pick a spot on the box, come into the center, and be safe. So, but that's up to you. All right. Next, we're going to essentially, I don't know which direction I want to go. I'm going to go this direction. We're going to aura the point that it makes. So we're going to make V's in here, essentially. You know, I have to stop thinking V and think it's just 2 straight lines, one coming down one side, one going up or down, depending on which way you draw it. Because as I'm doing them, I'm finding that it's just getting uneven. So I'm in my mind. So if you have the same challenge, it's just, okay, we're doing angled lines going in, not exactly auraing the inside because that would be way too, the angle wouldn't be that great. So whatever angle you want, you know, like that. And we're going to do all 4 sides. And 2, up to you, you know, the distance. It's good to try to get them back onto the line, Heather. Like that. And sometimes I'm doing, like, just depending on the room that I have left, I might do something like that. And then when it's uneven, you just make it up. And like what I have done before, like this, I'll just come down and make an extra line in the space that I need. And you know what? If I you don't even notice it. That there's nothing on the other side. It's kind of implied. All right. Like that. Okay. Then we're going to aura the outsides. And I like that she made these curvy, and I'm going to do the same. And I'm not worrying so much about exactly auraing the curve. I'm kind of letting it be a little bit wiggly, or apparently a little straighter on that corner. And this, up to you, however many times you want to go around. I'm kind of, at least on the pattern, she has some, it's not all the way down to the edge. So let's see, I might just get 3 in here because I have kind of separated these a bit. Let's try one more. Yeah, kind of like that. We'll leave it at that. All right. Now, shading. Here's what I have another thought, but I'm going to do the way I have been shading it thus far. And it's kind of how Lynne has been shading hers. And that is, I'm going to go on the outsides here. And she neatly had it spread into this space here. Just, leaving a narrow bit of the natural tile color there. Can always come back and spread it out further. So I'm going to start with that. And just doing one side at a time so that way I can be good girl. Putting the tip of the pencil and the tip of the tortillon on the line that I do not want to go over. Sometimes I break my own rule. Actually, it's just a suggestion. And I know I had heard that from Rick. Actually, Rick said, Rick Roberts, the co-founder of Zentangle, had said it like this, to put the tip of the pencil and tortillon where you want it the darkest. And I'm like, oh, yeah, well, that's true, too. So whichever saying helps you the most. Look at how that's just popping right off the page. All right. And I think I might do the other, because I have enough room. All right. I'm trying to go darker because sometimes I don't. And I'm going to bring it in just a little bit more on these. It's almost like you could think third, and a third. That just struck me. Oh, look at that. Oh, I think, well, gosh, that gives it some really interesting depth. And what I wanted to do, and it'll still work, is I'm going to put some graphite right on this line. And we'll just scooch it. Because I don't want it to go too far because then we get the graphite remorse, right? But, yeah, what I want to do is make it look like it's bent, sort of. Like that's a crease. And it's just going to depend on how much room you have. Oh, yes. Really, really neat. And doing this kind of gives that shiny look. Metallic-y type of look. Really, really cool. Now, you can also put this in a grid format, which I have done right here. And that is, sorry about the phone in the other room. So that, I mean, it's working tiny, but it really has an interesting effect. So I put it in a 4-square grid. You just have to remember that, because when you're, like when I'm starting, you have to divide it again and again. Because, so this is essentially, it looks like a 16-square grid to start, because each one of these is a 4. So really, really neat pattern. And I hope you've enjoyed this. Do take a look at the For More Inspiration link in the description section. In the description section, talking too fast, you'll find both my version of the step outs and Lynne's step out. Take a look at Lynne's. Look at the samples. Really, really cool ways to do it. And using just this, and she has them kind of layered. It's a really, really neat idea. Actually, you see that before you scroll down to get the step out. So really cool. All right. Also, in that description section, you will find below the step out links my link tree. So if you enjoy what I do and you'd like to connect, all of my social media is on that link tree. If you'd like to come and tangle with me and a bunch of other tangle addicts, we do that on Thursdays. It's free. I do it twice a day, 11 a.m. and 7 p.m. Eastern time. And it's just an hour, and we could take something like this and just have fun with it. So a tangle or two, it just depends on what I'm picking. And then also on Tuesdays, I have classes as well. Most of those have a fee. So you can take a look at my website. You'll see the list. There are a couple places, a couple links there where you can follow me where I post classes. And then lastly, I want to mention our Tangle Addicts community that we have on Facebook. It's a really fun group of people. I have almost no words for the amazingness of this group. So much fun. So it's a nice, safe place to post your work. And I've heard that from other people, so I started sharing that. So it's really fun. So click that link, answer the 4 questions, and that will get you in. All right. So with that, thank you again so much for watching, and I wish you happy tangling.